we'll begin the session. And welcome to all our participants also. Uh, I'll brief you about how we are going to proceed with the event. So initially, we'll have a 20 minutes discussion with Mr. Anand and Mr. Malingam on this open mic and public speaking. And then we'll open up the floor for our participants today. Each participant will get 6 minutes for their introduction plus their talk on motivation. And at the end of all our participants, our esteemed jury will select our winner from the participants. I'll introduce our panelists today. So we have Mr. Suresh Mahalingam. He has over 30 years of experience across the BFSI and FMCG sectors. He's an independent director and member of the audit committee for Principal Asset Management Private Limited. He has previously been a non-executive board member for WGC group of companies, and he has vast experience across insurance sector. He was the managing director and CEO of Tata AIA Life Insurance also. So welcome, Mr. Mahalingam.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking out your time for this. We have also Mr. Arun Anand. He's the director of Innovative Solutions and has worked at editorial positions in leading dailies and broadcasts, including The Statesman, Dainik Jagran, Midday, INS, and TV Today. He has been tracking the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, which is commonly known as RSS, and is the author of the book Know About RSS. He has also translated 4 books from English to Hindi, including Barack Obama's Audacity of Hope. He has also authored a non-fiction book titled Indian Nobel Laureates and an English novel, Love in Metro. So thank you, Mr. Anand, for taking time out.
Thank you.
Hi, Anand.
Hi, Suresh.
Are you all well?
Yeah. How are you?
Good. We'll talk later.
So we'll jump right into our discussion for today. So this is a new series of open mics which we have launched. This is the second version. After the successful first open mic event, we previously had these events live at various locations, but seeing the conditions, we have brought in this online version. So, Mr. Malingam, first question to you. So, what's your take on this whole online public speaking trend, which has started to gather up? You must be seeing people holding webinars everywhere. So, how do you see this trend going in?
I think it's a very positive trend because I think one must be open for changes in the way things pan out. Yeah. And with the advent of technology, notwithstanding what we are currently going through, it is important for us to embrace. And in an era of technology and communication, anything that can help us connected and keep doing exactly what we were doing, let's say a little while ago when the situation was not as bad as what it is right now. Yeah. So therefore, the art of public speaking doesn't necessarily need to have a platform all the time. You can still be connected as we are connected through technology. And therefore, I think the initiative that you all have taken to kind of move this from an offline to an online, to my mind, is probably a far more progressive. And because the number of activities that you could do could be far more than the thought of going to a few cities and doing it offline, because the ability to administer, get it organized, invite, probably takes that much more longer than possibly getting it done. What you possibly need to do is to probably popularize it and get the saliency of the open mic far more prevalent so that participatory levels could increase over a period of time. I'm sure you'll get there. Because once this gets, the momentum, it'll happen. So those are my initial thought process to your question, but I will expand as we go forward.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Mr. Anand, what's your take? So you have been associated with the media industry, you have been a journalist, and what's your take on this trend which is catching on?
It's very, interesting. The very concept of public speaking uh, will undergo, I think, a dramatic change. It's going to be kind of we are putting the whole concept upside down. And I don't know whether we'll be calling it public speaking, because I can sit in my room alone, and I can talk to 5,000 people from here. So, and earlier, the art of public speaking was considered to be very, very special, because you had to face that crowd in front of you. And there was this thing called stage fright.
Yeah.
So everybody was not able to, you had to overcome that stage fright, apart from the other things which you had to do. But that was precisely one thing. So I would say, it's actually the next step. Like the first step towards that was like when these TV anchors and these people, when they started getting in the studios, and when Prime Minister Narendra Modi, when he used the, those hologram techniques. So basically connecting with the masses through public speaking, I think it's going to undergo a dramatic change. And the basic concept is also undergoing to go a change, and this will have a huge impact in the political sphere, especially.
Okay.
Not only in terms of the corporates or this thing, because you're going to see that these are the things which are going to get used increased, because see, one, these are cost effective. For example, most of the elections which are held in India, they are generally during summers, not in winters. So, and the campaigning time, generally the people are not able to campaign or address public meetings before between 12 to 5 p.m. 12 noon to 5 p.m. So you're going to see a basically huge change. Anybody can reach your living room now. The candidates and this thing. One. Second is also that just like the social media threw up a lot of citizens journalists. When the social media came up, this Twitter and Facebook, especially Twitter, the concept of journalism underwent a huge change.
Okay.
Similarly, I think the concept of public speaking is going to undergo a huge change. Now everybody can be a public speaker. Like the social media ensured that everybody could be a journalist. You can just start your YouTube channel. You don't need to hire a satellite and set up a studio. You can just sit in front of your camera and speak. So I think we are the basic fundamentals of public speaking. I think it's going to redefine. That's the sense which I get from this whole thing.
So you mentioned, Mr. Anand, that this TV anchors and about people using it. There's a common problem which speakers face online is they don't get the feedback which they usually get during a live event from the audience. So do you have any advice on how you can get some feedback during online event?
You see, when you adopt a new medium, actually, you gain some, you lose some. I would say, very plain and simple thing. If you have spoken well, I think it'll just be within few minutes, your clips will be on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. People would viral it. You yourself will get the stuff. I'll say bottom line is that if you are getting your own clip in your WhatsApp sent by somebody, it means that you have done pretty well. If you are not receiving that, it means that you still have a long way to go. So I think one should not be speakers should not get concerned about sometimes it's not good to be interactive, especially when you are speaking to a huge audience. Okay, and one more thing I want to mention, I think with every medium there are certain handicaps and there are certain advantages. Like when you speak in front of the public, you actually like they say that a good leader gets really electrified when he sees or she sees 5,000 or 10,000 people. So it would not be it could be difficult for certain people if they don't see a crowd in front of them to talk. But I would say, to answer your question, the speakers should not get concerned about getting the immediate feedback. They should wait, and probably within next few hours they will get the feedback directly as well as on social media. So don't get bothered about that too much.
Mr. Malingam, one question. There's a huge debate going on whether which choice is more popular, popularity of a speaker versus the content. So there are some speakers which are very popular, but their content doesn't seem so relevant. But on the other hand, there are people on very high on content, but not so popular. So which do you think is a more important aspect for a public speaker?
I think the road to popularity is through content. I don't think you can become popular if you don't have good content, because you may be deemed to be popular for doing few other things, but over a period of time, you will get so exposed if your content is not very good that the popularity will. So for a good public speaker, content will always be the driver for because what are you actually doing as a public speaker? You are, in short, you are a leader, right? So the act of doing a public speech is basically because you have an audience. Now in the electronic medium, probably you don't have an audience. You have an audience sitting on the other side. You'll not be able to see those audience. But essentially, what are you doing when anyone is in front of an audience or a listener or a group to deliver a presentation? He is deemed as a leader. So once is deemed as a leader, then the people expect you to give you some knowledge, give you larger awareness, emote, and possibly a call to action. So from that perspective, content will play a large part in terms of what you will communicate. The other is, with content, if you're able to bring in passion, if you're able to bring in a little bit of humor, because it keeps the audience alive, and you do it with a little bit of emotion backed with knowledge, then the ability to popularize yourself becomes that much more easier. So in a nutshell, I think when people listen to somebody, they are seeking knowledge, and knowledge only comes out of content. And then therefore, it's very essential for a public speaker to practice. In fact, practice it separately, then practice it the way you deliver it. And normally what happens once you've done the public speaking, there are three things that happen. Once you've practiced, then you actually delivered, then you realize, could I have done it better, right? So when you realize that you could have done it better, that is when you start focusing on a lot more, development of the content and so on and so forth. And I guess with content, if you're able to use non-verbal languages, your facial expression, which is so easy to capture on a medium like this right now, your tonality, the way you stress in certain aspects of the knowledge that you're sharing, and how well it is getting received, all that kind of blends you as probably a perfect speaker, and therefore content carries a lot more weight than the sheer popularity. That's my belief.
Yeah, that's a great insight you brought into it. So, Mr. Anand, would you like to add anything?
I just want to add one thing. I think you said it all, but I just want to add one thing. I think for a public speaker, what is important is the timing, that sense of timing, where you have to speak what. See, I believe that everybody has some knowledge, basically, and everybody has got some core competence area. मतलब कोई भी आदमी है उसके पास एक तो नॉलेज का बेस है ही, भगवान ने सबको जो है ना बेसिक नॉलेज देके भेजा है, कॉमन सेंस, और पढ़े लिखे जो लोग हैं उनके पास एक नॉलेज का बेसिक हुआ है। अब सवाल ये है कि आप जब पब्लिक स्पीकिंग करते हैं तो आप कहाँ पर क्या बात बोलना चाहते हैं। आई विल जस्ट गिव यू एन एग्जांपल। मैं एक छोटा सा बस एग्जांपल देता हूँ, फिर उसके बाद एक दफा एक जो है इट्स एन एनेक्डोट बेसिकली। एक दफा एक राजा के पास एक ज्योतिषी जो है वो गए, तो उन्होंने ज्योतिषी ने राजा से का हाथ देखा और उससे ये कहा कि आप के तो सारे परिवार के लोग आपकी आंखों के सामने मर जाएंगे। तो राजा ने कहा कि इसको आप फांसी पे चढ़ा दो। तो थोड़े दिन के बाद जो है दूसरा ज्योतिषी वहां गया, तो ज्योतिषी ने हाथ देखा और राजा को बोला कि कमाल का हाथ है, मैंने तो ऐसा हाथ आज तक नहीं देखा। तो राजा ने पूछा कि क्या? उसने बोला कि अपने परिवार में, पूरे परिवार में सबसे लंबी उम्र आपकी है। तो राजा ने उससे कहा कि भाई जितनी भी अशरफियां ये चाहता है उतनी उसको दे दो। So it's all about basically, both of them were saying the same thing. तो आपका सेंस ऑफ टाइमिंग जो है ना, कि किस समय आपको क्या बात करनी है और किस तरीके से कहनी है, जिसे आप जीवन में एक और शब्द है जो है वो हिंदी में ही कहा जा सकता है, शब्द उसका मुझे अंग्रेजी इक्विवेलेंट अभी तक मिला नहीं है, इसको आप बोलते हैं व्यवहार कुशलता। ठीक है ना? तो सामने आप ऑडियंस देखिए, ऑडियंस क्या है, ऑडियंस क्या सुनना चाहता है, और आप जो है उस ऑडियंस के हिसाब से अपनी नॉलेज को रीपैकेज कीजिए और वो वाली बात कीजिए। जो जोक आपका मुंबई में जो सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर काम कर सकता है वो शायद दिल्ली में काम नहीं करेगा। तो देयर इज नो यूनिवर्सल प्रिस्क्रिप्शन, सो यू हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी स्मार्ट and have that belief that yes you have a certain knowledge area, but आपको कहाँ पे क्या बोलना, बस सेंस ऑफ टाइमिंग का ध्यान की जरूरत है।
Okay, thank you so much for that. So, Mr. Malikam, you have been at the helm of various companies and which have been hosting these events live. So, do you see this appetite for online events increasing from the uh, uh, basically organizations end? Um, would they be looking forward to host more of these webinars, or they prefer live events?
I guess the current situation has taught us many new things and to start looking at greater things. The amount of usage of webinar or online mediums, whether it be in the form of training, whether it's in the form of mentoring, coaching, whether it's in the form of communication with employees, whether it's in the form of, broader level discussions. What I've seen over the last 45, 50 days has been a real surprise even for me, because the ability for people to embrace these methods for self-development, for communication has been phenomenal. And to that extent, I feel that this may well become the new order going forward. And then therefore, you will see the usage of online and webinars and of these curriculum far more impactful and being used in the days to come. So I think this is going to be the order of the day.
Thank you so much for that. We had that was very helpful, the whole discussion. We'll move on to our next section with our participants for today. So how we'll go is each of the participants will be brought on board, and their videos and mics will be given permissions. You'll have 6 minutes, and you to present your talk. Mr. Mahalingam and Mr. Anand, you can for any discussion between the speeches, you can use the chat box on the bottom right side to discuss your feedback on the participants in private. And we have 5 participants today. So at the end of all speeches, we can declare the winner. So I'll bring in our first panelist for first participants for today. We have Mr. Sandeep Nath.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, your video is not on.
Fantastic. Now the video is on as well. Looks good. Great. Thank you for bringing me on at the beginning. This feels really nice. Good afternoon, everybody. And we're talking about motivation. So let me, as you said, I start with an introduction. So this is a short self-intro. My name is Sandeep Nath, and I'm best defined as an inner power coach. Now, what that means is that I work with people on their personal energy to make them feel less stressed, more healthy, more productive, and efficient. And I do workshops at companies and institutions and with groups. I also do a lot of online coaching. Now we come to the subject. Here, I was very excited to see how Speakin is looking at this, because we're talking about a group of motivational speakers speaking on the subject of motivation to people who are already obviously motivated to be here. So it's quite something, isn't it? But my take on this is that if you're a motivational speaker, then there are 3 questions that I'm going to ask you. And I'm going to ask you, since the chat is not functional, I'm going to ask you to keep in your mind a card based on the reply that you have. Being an inner power coach, the first thing that I would submit is that motivation is something that comes from the inside. It's not that you can attend a talk and get motivated or read a book and get motivated. Yeah, that may be ephemeral. But if you really want to understand motivation and sense your own sense of motivation, it's going to be inside. If you agree with me, then you hold a yes, a Y card. And if you disagree or are not sure about it, you hold a N card for no. Okay. Great. Now, if you are speaking, then again, there are going to be 2 types of speakers. One is going to be the kind of speaker who's got subject matter expertise, who may not be the most funny speaker, or who may not be the most engaging, but he knows the subject, right? And because he knows the subject, the audience and subject match, and therefore people are listening to him. The second kind of speaker who can speak to everybody anywhere, because he's the rah-rah type of speaker. He can, he jumps up and down, he can motivate you, he can do things that that make you feel, oh wow, man, that was something. So if you are more inclined to being to valuing a subject matter speaker, hold the S card. And if you think that the rah-rah kind of speaker is the kind of speaker who really, what motivation is all about, then hold the R card, right? So now you have 2 cards, either the YA or the N, and either the R or the S. And finally, the third card that I want you to hold is a choice between, again, I come from the space of energy, personal energy. So either a speaker would be energized and he would, be capable of energizing, he or she be capable of energizing the others. And you, for instance, would be totally energized to win this speaking tournament or whatever this is called. Or you would be kind of undecided. You called it to stages, you do a great job about it, but you're not really sure whether, this is where the future lies. Your future, as well as the future of raising human consciousness, future of your contribution to the world. So you would either hold the E card if you're energized, or the U card if you're undecided. Now you've got 3 cards with you. And if any one of those 3 cards is either a Y or a E or a S, you got a yes. If the chat box is open, I would have invited everybody to put a yes there who had one of these 3 cards. And if you don't, then this is one thing I didn't say in my introduction. I'm a magician. I know your cards. You are with the R, U, and N cards. You're on the run. And you may not be, in fact, I don't think any of us on this open mic are likely to have those 3 card combinations. But outside of this room, outside of this space, everybody's on the run. They are looking for instant quick fixes, rah, rah, rah. They are undecided about what their purpose is and how they can make a contribution. And they're in the no space where the inner power goes. So our job as speakers is to motivate them through a message, through alignment with them, on getting them to acquire the yes cards rather than be on the run. I wish you have a great time doing that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Sandeep Nath, for that wonderful speech. Next up, we have Mr. Gaurav Kumar.
Hey, hi everyone. Namaste. Namaste from Pune. This is Kumar Gaurav. I'm Manifestation Master. and have served to IT industry in different roles for 15 years. So before I proceed talking about something, let me ask you to do one small thing and just do this with me, saying that I am a super awesome speaker. I am a super awesome speaker. Could you please do this with me? Please do this with me. One more time, I would request. Just do it and I'll reveal the secret behind it. I am a super awesome speaker. I believe, I trust you that you would have done it. Do you know why did I ask you to do this? Because this is a physical exercise and physical is memorable, okay? And I want you to memorize this event, not as a normal event, because what I believe that if you don't identify the opportunity, you die. And when you don't identify the opportunity, you don't learn. And when you don't learn, you don't earn. And when you don't earn, you don't survive. And when you don't survive, then again the vicious circle start. And that's why I say, if one has not learned anything in last 2 years, he is just not simply growing, but he is dying. And when he is dying, that's why I just ask people to, learn, to earn, to yearn, to learn. Okay. So what's the line? It's learn, to earn, to yearn, to learn. So this cycle has to become the methodology for today's world, for today's youngster, for today's listener and today's speaker. Because what I believe that speaker are those who can not only a leader, he should be a good follower, and the follower has to be a good learner. So if I am learning and if I am following the intuition which is deriving me towards the new learning all the time, I am continuously upgrading my skills. So I could relate very well with Mr. Arun Anand. He had just now said very, very fantastic thing, that what the jokes or what are the things you make crack in Mumbai, that not necessarily will always be applicable in Delhi as well. That's truly awesome thing he has made, and that's the line. And when he said this thing as well, that it's all about timing too. Yes, it has to be about the timing too, because this is with everyone might have experienced that what you utter some slight word inside your home, when you say the same word outside your home, the reaction would always be different. Okay, so having said that, even a small thing, we need to be very much observant with that to learn from it. Okay, to learn from it. And when you learn from it, and anywhere in the entire world you are, and you believe in speaking to people and with the intent of giving, and with the intent of giving the value you are serving, money becomes byproduct. So in this corona crisis, if people are focusing on the opportunities are not left out, man, I have to say something with you. Thing is that there are plethora of opportunities available. So if you literally want to search for what all are the opportunity lying down over here for each and every person, I would recommend to just Google this thing, futurism.com. Okay, and this, I don't have any relationship with that. I just happened to read this blog a few days back, and I was mesmerized to see that what the entire opportunity is coming in front of the world. People may think that agriculture is dying. No, this is the opportunity to do self-farming. Okay, so you can jump over there. So people, if they are thinking that education, offline seminars are dying, no, this has to come online together. So you are slightly improving yourself, you are upgrading yourself, and that is why every situation is coming as an opportunity to you. And that's how every speaker and every learner and every trainer look at it. So having said that, when we say that about motivation, so sorry to say that I don't believe in motivation. I was just listening to Mr. Sandeep Nath, but I could relate with him what he meant to say. So what he was saying, the similar kind of thing I wanted to say, but with the different flavor. And it was, you don't need motivation, because motivation is going to die. You need what, ask me what we need, and I will answer you. We need, I assume that you might have asked me even in chat panel, you need what? You don't need motivation, you need inspiration. Motivation is from outside, inspiration is from inside. So what drives you from within let you keep going, but what drive you from outside will sometime may let you down as well, will reduce your skill, may reduce your upgradation. It might require you to rewire every time and every moment, but this inspiration will let you keep going, keep going, keep going. So this is the my message to the world, that keep on, keep going. So it's keep on, keep going is KOKG. With this, I just stop my message, and that's what. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity to speak in front of you. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, Mr. Gaurav, for that energetic speech.
Amazing.
Next, we have Commander Sadhana Giri.
Am I audible and am I visible?
Yes. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening to our esteemed panelists, Mr. Suresh Mahalingam and Dr. Arun Anand, and to all my fellow speakers. I am Lieutenant Commander Sadhana, a retired Air Traffic Control Officer, Indian Navy, mother of 2 beautiful children, wife of a soldier, a life coach and motivational speaker, an aspiring author, Mrs. India Worldwide, Pride of Nation 2019, Mrs. India Goodwill Ambassador 2019, and I wear all these hats with pride. Today I woke up happy and grateful as I was contemplating as to what I would speak on the topic about which I'm so passionate and which is so close to my heart as my own existence, motivation. Well, the dictionary meaning of motivate is to influence, to inspire, to evoke, to provoke, to push, to lead. And I was barely 13 years old when the society made me realize that as a girl, I was nothing. As a girl, I was not enough. That as a woman, I could not lead, influence, or inspire. And it was on that day I decided that I will not succumb to the patriarchal norms of the society. And I will not let the society define and box me into thinking as to what I should do and what I should not do, as to what I'm capable of and what I'm not capable of. And I saw a dream of doing something which was only a norm for men. Yes, I was thinking of joining the Indian Armed Forces. And exactly 10 years later, in August of 2005, I joined the Indian Naval Academy. And I did the same amount of training, same rigorous training as at par with my male counterparts. Marched shoulder to shoulder with them and passed out and rendered 12 years of meritorious service prior to my retirement 2 years ago. So how did I do it? Yes, it was by motivating myself. So let me give you an example as an ex-sea warrior of a ship in which there is a captain who is whole and soul, who is the supreme commander of the ship. And there are subordinate men and officers in various departments of the ship. So whatever the captain says in specific words to do or to not to do is followed by, executed by the subordinates. And the result is the consequence of their execution. Likewise, in our brain, in our mind, there is this subconscious mind and conscious mind. The conscious mind is like our captain, the captain of the ship, and the subconscious mind is the one which executes. Therefore, shouldn't you be conscious as to what you think, what thoughts, what commands you give to the subconscious mind? Yes, you must. But they say this is a monkey mind and we have lots of thoughts. There's continuous chatter which is going on. And in a laboratory in Southern California, they did a research and they found out that in a minute, human brain has 48.6 thoughts, which is about 70,000 thoughts in 24 hours. So how do we control this chatter? Yes, we can do it by simple technique like focusing on our breath, meditation, simple meditation techniques, and generate the awareness about what thoughts we are thinking so that we are the master of our thoughts and not the other way around. So this is how I have done. And there's still a secret to it. And the secret is not just your thought. You just cannot say something and it will come true. You say something that, yes, I want this, and the subconscious mind will start doing it and make it a reality. No, it doesn't happen like that. The secret is, number one, you should be clear as to what you want in your life. There has to be clarity. Number two is power of visualization. You have to visualize in as much clear detail as you can about what you want in life. Number three is about feeling that kind of energy that you would have when you would have achieved your dream. Like, for example, if I want to be a TEDx speaker, what would I wear on the TEDx stage? How would I hold my mic? What would I feel? What would the feel of the audience be? So on and so forth. So this is how I motivate people, not only by saying these words, but through my own personal example. And I motivate students, I motivate women and people in the corporate to not to succumb to their limiting belief system, and by harnessing their power of subconscious mind. Thank you everyone for listening to me. You've been such a cooperative and nice audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the speech. Next we have Mr. Vikas Jain.
Hello everyone, am I visible and audible?
Yes, you can start.
Okay, thank you. Today we are discussing about a very pertinent topic, which is motivation. But what is really motivation? We talk a lot about it. But in my experience, while traversing my journey from working on a photocopier machine to getting an offer from Microsoft, I realized these are not just the words, but your understanding of that words that really create the difference in your life. When we talk about motivation, it is actually derived from a word, what moves you. So what moves you is your motivation. Now, people usually ask and consider it just as an attitude, that what moves you is your attitude. But I have a different opinion and some addition to it. It's not just the attitude which moves us. It's also, in addition to attitude, our skill and knowledge which moves us. During this pandemic time, when somebody who is having the knowledge and skill of a surgeon or an MBBS degree or MD degree can actually move and take action. However, you will motivate me. I can't treat the patient. I can just talk about it. So even with the right attitude, the motivation, the movement is not coming. How can I take action? And that is the premier thing which is missing, that we only think of it as an attitude and we don't count the skill and knowledge. Even in the previous history, when we are talking about Ramayana and Mahabharata, there were leadership who were known not just for their attitude, but their skill and knowledge. Recently, we are watching Mahabharata on TV. There are different characters in that serial. When we talk about Arjun, Arjun was having a different kind of motivation when he was working under Dronacharya. But let's talk about Karna. Karna, when he denied to get teaching from Dronacharya, found another mentor. That was his motivation. Eklavya, who was also denied, found the motivation in a statue. So it's not just the attitude, it's the skill and knowledge that you acquire. And my friend, there is another character which is not that talked about, is Abhimanyu. When you are listening to me, you can be somebody who is having inborn potential. You don't know that you know that thing. Now, how we can utilize that kind of movement to change this world? My friends, when I looked deeper into this thing and when I worked with very really smart people, I found out that actually we are not taking the word education seriously. We are taking it casually. There are hundreds of TED Talks talking about that there is some problem in the education system, but what is the outcome? Since how long we want to discuss about this thing? So we need some action. And I'm such a mad person who have decided that I need to take action. I have a dream, and I strongly believe in my lifetime, I can make that transition to implement the real education, because it can actually transform the world. It's not just about the school or college system, my friends. I'm here talking about also the corporate. In corporate, these people are identified as high potential leaders. What are those high potential leaders? Having really high learning potential. And in this time of crisis, we need such kind of people. We need to nurture these type of people. But as I talked about it earlier, that when we just listen to one word, we don't get the depth of it. I'll give you an example. In many conferences and scenarios, I have heard people talking about learning. Yeah, learning should happen. Oh, yes, lifelong learning is very essential. But there is a difference in the perception. There is one word, to give you an example, like honesty. Everybody will say, yes, honesty is essential. But what are you doing towards honesty? Do you have some metric system? No. As compared to, if I talk about mathematics, you will say, oh, I know this much mathematics, but I don't know that much. There is something which is deeper into it. So when we are talking about learning, I found out most of them talk about take it as honesty. Yeah, it should be there, but they don't have any understanding. So what my motivation was to take that responsibility, that I need to turn that word like a honesty into mathematics. That can you find some strategies to find Eklavya, to find Dronacharya, to find right mentors for you, because they can transform your life. When we talk about education, we just focus on school and college, which is not at all relevant in today's disruptive environment. We need to talk about their real education. And I think there's a lot of difference between the real education of top 10% versus others. If we focus on these three strategies, that is promoting the real education of top 10%, and creating an ecosystem, I think we can really move the world in the right direction. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jain. We have a final participant, winner of last open mic, Ms. Vasundhara Talware.
Hi there, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Namaste, everyone. It was a pleasure listening to Mr. Arun and Mr. Suresh. Thank you for that conversation. Thank you for all the advices and tips. Looking forward to participating many more such and making my voice reach out to the whole world. I'm a life coach, an inner transformation coach by profession, and I fuse in yoga and ontology in creating those deep-rooted transformations that are irreversible, and creating wonderful lives, raising people's standards and making them live a fuller, freer, abundant life out of this whole experience with me. So that's what I do. And to begin with, my talk for today is going to be on the ultimate lockdown. Since we are under lockdown, how many of you are excited to come out of this lockdown once and for all? Raise your hands. And how many of you think that you will truly be free after the lockdown is going to be lifted up? Well, since the time the machines have taken over man, we've become more of thinking machines ourselves instead of these feeling, vibrating, pulsating, feeling beings. It's as if everything below our brains has been locked down. When was the last time you saw something and appreciated its beauty? Forget something outside of you, but something within you, and you saw something beautiful in you. When will you lift yourselves out of this lockdown? When was the last time you smelled the roses in the rush the life has been like? When was the last time you understood what fragrances are there in the world outside, in this bountiful nature, this divine, beautiful Mother Earth? When will you stop and uplift yourselves from this lockdown? When was the last time you savored something on your lips, on your tongue, and enjoyed the spices and the juices that spark joy with that little morsel of pasta, or be it the dal khichdi? When will you lift yourselves out of this lockdown? When was the last time you listened instead of merely hearing, to the other or to your own self? When will you lift yourself up from this lockdown? When was the last time you touched something and felt wow and enjoyed the feeling? When will we and you and I lift ourselves up from this lockdown? Going down from these 5 sense organs to your throat, our expression, our source of our voice. We shut ourselves up, we silently scream, and we choke our desires and dreams. When will you and I lift ourselves up from this lockdown? We were born with our hearts on our sleeves. But that one day when somebody stabbed it so bad, we shoved it down under and locked it all down. Not wanting to feel anymore. When will we lift ourselves from this lockdown? Going down further to our gut, our second brain, our intuition. That's where the wisdom is wired with the divinity. When will we unlock and start listening and tuning in and start chiseling and polishing this so that it's more clearer and it helps us go spear ahead? When will we lift ourselves from this lockdown? Going down further, our sexuality. How many of us are afraid of expressing? How many of us are ashamed, are fearful of how we feel about our sexuality? When will we lift ourselves up from this lockdown? Forget all of this. The mere basics, our limbs, our spine, our joints that keep us going, running in the world outside, they too have been locked down with our a non-working lifestyle, the malfunctioning lifestyle. We've aches and pains and diseases and what more. Just because we haven't paid attention to ourselves and we feel this lockdown will lift ourselves up, but majorly, merely not focusing on our own lockdowns will never be free. And what better than to look inside? As they say, the way out is the way in. And what better? The yoga way. To tune into your own self and start loving your own self, the real self, the way you are and the way you are not. Yoga, which means union in Sanskrit, uniting with your own self. And Swadhyay, which is a small part of yoga, which means self-analysis, self-coaching, and understanding why you are, who you are, what you are, and going further from there. And adopting and embracing all these aspects about us that we've nicely, neatly locked down and imagine they do not exist. So my humble plea to everyone is to unlock all that we've locked down and live a full life that is full of freedom, full of expression, full of abundance, full of magic, and full of divinity. Everything will follow. Thank you for listening to me. It was a pleasure talking in front of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Vasundhara. Now we'll invite all of our participants for today onto our panelists. We can have a discussion amongst yourselves. Mr. Mahalingam, Mr. Anand, I'll connect with you separately to discuss the results for today.
Will you be calling us or? Can't hear you.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm just calling you.
Okay.
On your phone.
What phone?
Is anybody saying anything? Not able to hear anything.
Sandeep, it's a time of introspection.
Good to see a lot of members of the Professional Speakers Association of India here.
How is it?
So you can share your experience with us, anything you like in this open mic. How was your experience with us?
I absolutely love that everybody was so punctual about it. Fantastic sense of timing. That's a very important attribute of a speaker.
I find this is so well organized and such a great platform to express ourselves and voice our messages. It's beautiful. Thank you so much.
I would take this opportunity to talk about this. So first of all, I'm good friend of Vasundhara as well. Hi, Vasu.
Hi, Gaurav.
So I watched her first time speaking like this. She has infused the love, and I totally was mesmerized. So super awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I love listening to you too. I love listening to all of you. Yeah. And especially Lieutenant Sadhana. Oh my God. I'm sure there's more to your story than you shared. Unmute yourself.
I said absolutely there is a lot.
Yes, more power to you, girl.
Thank you. A lot of stories which I've written down after I retired. I had nothing else to do for 1 year. And I had my younger one, barely a year old. And I was writing all the stories there that one day I will go out there on stage, some stage, and I'll narrate all these stories and I'll influence women and people out there.
Yes.
For good.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So proud of you.
And I love your energy, Vasundhara. Very nice.
Thank you.
I must say it was an interesting format, the way it is done. And Speaking has taken a great movement to turn that physical event into an online event. And it's interesting to see the way you were inviting people. And I think now the ball is in the hand of Mr. Anand and Mr. Malingam. So they can also share probably some input while in this group, besides the result which they will be sharing there. If that is a part of the format, it would be great.
And wonderful compliment from my side. It's really well organized. So really, so clap from us.
I'm sweating in anticipation. No, actually, Mumbai is really hot.
Yes, it is very hot and humid. Yes, it is getting hot.
I don't know other places. Even Pune is hotter. Yeah.
Pune is hot? Really?
Yeah.
Then you should come to Delhi to understand what is the actual degree for hotness.
You are right.
Sandeep is keeping quiet. Yes.
Is the weather hot in Delhi right now?
You're absolutely right. Oh, it's touching 40 now.
Oh my God.
So people in the coastal areas, they would definitely find it tough to bear that heat in Delhi, I'm sure. I belong to UP. And I can vouch for it.
Yeah. Even I come basically from Nasik, and Nasik also is landlocked. So the heat is really dry and unbearable.
Hi, Sandeep.
Good to see you. Good to hear you.
Same here. Yeah, same here.
That's what I was saying. PSAI Zindabad.
Yeah. I believe I saw Vasundhara's pic as well once in PSI meet. Were you there sometime, Vasundhara?
No, but I'm going to soon join the gang.
Yeah, it's a great platform.
I don't know if there was a big, but Asutosh is a part of your PSAI, and he's asked me to join.
Asutosh Kant, right?
Yeah. Deepak Khemani and
speakers, and it was very, very refreshing. And I must say, very refreshing, because each speaker, given the limited time, brought in very interesting perspectives. Some perspectives probably were common, but the way they articulated and the way they presented it was very, very nice. Sometimes, although we are panelists, I think it was a great opportunity for us to learn. And the first thing that I did was, if I were today to go back and do a speech in 6 minutes, and it's a topic called motivation, how much of the topics that you guys actually brought about is something that I could possibly bring about? The honest answer is, I was completely refreshed. And I think each speaker did full justice to the topic in his own manner, in his own style. What I noticed amongst all was some had good content, some had content, but the articulation could have been slightly better. Some were very, I would say, using their body language, their tonality of the voice, the passion, very, very, very succinctly to drive home a point. So all I would say is that I think the difference that we saw amongst each speaker based on multiple criteria in terms of content, in terms of flow, in terms of the right intonations, the pauses, the ability to effectively stress on certain points, not stress on certain points, and the ability to capture attention, arouse curiosity was very, very, very marginal. So obviously our own decision points in terms of who's better, who's not better, I think all of you were very good. And all I would say is that keep up the good work. I think each one of you qualify to become good public speakers in your own right. And I would say congratulations to all of you. And at any point of time, if you guys want to talk to us individually in terms of any areas for improvement, very happy to interact with you. I'm happy to give you my number at any point of time. But congratulations, guys. Well done.
Thank you, Mr. Mahalingam. Mr. Anand, do you like to share your thoughts?
मुझे लगता है विनर आप डिक्लेयर कर दें तो मैं उसके बाद बोलूं।
तो
या ऐसा तो नहीं होगा कि उसके बाद सब लोग चले जाएंगे?
नहीं।
चलिए ठीक है, मैं बोल देता हूँ। मैं आपको ना 3-4 चीजें बता देता हूँ। देखिए, एक तो पहली बात ये है, फर्स्ट थिंग इज, मुझे ये चीज समझ में नहीं आ रही है कि ये ठीक है। आई थिंक इट्स because when you speak in English, you have a wider audience, but you can have even a greater audience, when you speak. I'm not saying that you speak in Sanskritized Hindi or in chaste Hindi or in this thing जो है। और चूंकि मैं हिंदी भाषी प्रदेश से हूँ, आप में से जो है कुछ जो महाराष्ट्र से है वो शायद मराठी में ज्यादा वो होगा, पर मुझे लगता है पहली और बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज ये है कि आप उस भाषा में बोलें जिस भाषा में आपकी कमांड बहुत अच्छी है। अगर आपको लगता है कि अंग्रेजी और हिंदी का मिक्स करके बोलना है तो वो बोलिए, अगर आपको लगता है कि हिंदी में बोलना है तो वो बोलिए, और अगर आपको लगता है अंग्रेजी में बोलना है तो वो बोलिए। लेकिन जो भी भाषा बोलिए, कोई उसमें दिक्कत नहीं है। इंग्लिश जिसे हम आजकल कहते हैं बोलचाल की भाषा है, तो अल्टीमेटली आपका काम तो ये है कि आप कम्युनिकेट करें बेसिकली, ठीक है ना। पहली चीज तो ये। दूसरी चीज ये, अच्छा मैं जो आपको बातें बता रहा हूँ इसको आप यू कैन टेक इट विद द पिंच ऑफ सॉल्ट। देखिए, सलाह देना राष्ट्रीय शौक है अपने देश में, ठीक है ना। तो इसलिए जो है मैं आपको जो है जो भी सलाह दे रहा हूँ, जो आपको ठीक लगे उसमें से आप वो लीजिए, ठीक है। हर एक की अपनी एक पर्सनैलिटी है, हर एक का अपना एक टेम्परामेंट है और हर एक का अपना एक स्टाइल है। आप सब लोगों में अच्छी बात ये है कि आप लोगों का अपना एक इंडिपेंडेंट स्टाइल है, आप उसी स्टाइल को कॉपी करिए। अगर आप वीरेंद्र सहवाग है तो वीरेंद्र सहवाग की तरह खेलिए, सचिन तेंदुलकर बनने की कोशिश मत करिए। और अगर आप राहुल द्रविड़ है तो आप राहुल द्रविड़ रहिए। तो आप में से कुछ लोग ऐसे होंगे जो सॉफ्ट स्पोकन होंगे, ज्यादा अग्रेसिवली नहीं बोलेंगे, उनको कॉपी करने की जरूरत नहीं है। जो बहुत ज्यादा, जैसे नरेंद्र मोदी और अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी, 2 ऑफ द ग्रेटेस्ट ओरेटर्स इन द रिसेंट टाइम्स, ठीक है ना। तो आप उनको अगर देखें तो both of them have an absolutely different lifestyle, different this thing. तो आप अपनी पर्सनालिटी को समझिए, उसी के हिसाब से भाषा चूज करिए, उसी के हिसाब से डोमेन चूज करिए, उसी के हिसाब से सब्जेक्ट चूज करिए। You should be enjoying being a part of that whole conversation rather than feeling very stiff and conscious about it. तो आपको मजा आना चाहिए उस चीज का, तो कॉन्वर्सेशन करिए बोलते हुए, ठीक है ना। तीसरी चीज ये है कि भैया एक्सेंट पे अपने काम करिए। जो लोग अंग्रेजी बोलते हैं, बीच में जो पॉजेज आप देते हैं उसको रिकॉर्ड करके एक बार सुन लीजिएगा। मुझे लगता है कि कभी कभी पॉजेज बड़े लंबे हो जाते हैं, और मुझे लगता है कि आप अगर हाथ में 3 या 4 बुलेट पॉइंट्स रख लेंगे उसमें कोई हर्ज नहीं है जो है इनिशियली वो करने में। मुझे अच्छा लगा कुछ लोगों ने महाभारत और विकास जी ने जैसे एग्जांपल्स दिए जो है, और वसुंधरा जी, आपके बारे में मैं खास तौर से कहना चाहता हूँ, आप डिफरेंट लीग को बिलोंग करती हैं। इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि लोग कमजोर हैं, ठीक है? तो आप ऐसे यहाँ के बच्चों को डराया ना कीजिए, ठीक है? मतलब see, you belong to a different league, you face as you are a very spiritual, मैं बाकी लोगों के बारे में नहीं कह रहा हूँ, but you are visibly a very spiritual person, so that brings a, you know, lot of this thing, calmness. एक चीज मैं आपसे ये कहना चाहता हूँ आखिरी, कि आप लोग जो भी बातें कर रहे हैं ना, एनेक्डोटल आप बातें करिए। दो ऑथर्स मैं आपको पढ़ने के लिए कहूंगा। देखिए, ऐसा है कि what all of you have been doing largely, you are analyzing the situation. जो अच्छा स्पीकर होता है वो एनालाइज नहीं करता सिचुएशन को, वो सिंथेसाइज करता है और बिग पिक्चर बताता है। See, that is the difference. I would say if you have read somebody like Alvin Toffler, or if you have read, say, Fritjof Capra, or if you have read Fukuyama, or if you have read भगवद गीता, ठीक है ना, ये सिंथेसिस हैं, ये एनालिसिस जो ऑडियंस है उसकी जो अटेंशन कैच करता है वो करता है व्हेन यू आर एबल टू शो द बिग पिक्चर। तो आप माइक्रो लेवल पे एनालाइज करने के बजाय अगर बिग पिक्चर आप दिखाएंगे, मैं जैसे जितनी भी बातें आप लोग कर रहे थे और खासकर कंटेम्परेरी उसमें, और चूंकि स्पिरिचुअल बातें हो रही थी, तो आप लोगों ने युवाल नोआल हरारी का नाम सुना होगा, जिन्होंने होमो सेपियंस और होमो डियस लिखी है। तो उनकी एक बड़ी खूबसूरत किताब है जो आप सबको पढ़नी चाहिए, ठीक है? और पढ़े या ना पढ़े, लेकिन कोट जरूर करनी चाहिए, ठीक है? एज ए स्पीकर, एज ए प्रोफेशनल स्पीकर। किताब का नाम है 21 लेसन्स फॉर 21st सेंचुरी। तो चूंकि आप लोग कंटेम्परेरी इश्यूज पर बोलते हैं, उसमें 20 चैप्टर्स जो हैं जो कंटेम्परेरी टाइम की जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं वो बताई गई हैं कि क्या डिसरप्टर्स हैं। So again, it's a big picture thing, and the 21st chapter is very interesting. Harari is a Jew. He is not a Hindu. He has never been to India. और उसने 21वें चैप्टर में लिखा है इन सारी प्रॉब्लम्स का सॉल्यूशन क्या होगा। उस चैप्टर का टाइटल है मेडिटेशन, ठीक है? तो आप उसको पढ़िए किताब को। तो दूसरी चीज जो मैं, चूंकि विकास जी ने कहा, एक और, अगर आप पब्लिक स्पीकर हैं तो महाभारत एक ऐसा ग्रंथ है जिसको कि आपको शुरू से लेके अंत तक जो है वो पूरी तरह से पढ़ जाना चाहिए। इस दुनिया के अंदर जितने भी परमुटेशंस, कॉम्बिनेशंस किसी सिचुएशन के हो सकते हैं किसी भी इंडिविजुअल के साथ, आपको वो हर सिचुएशन महाभारत के अंदर मिलेगी और उसका सॉल्यूशन मिलेगा। और खासकर जब आप इंडियन ऑडियंस के सामने बोल रहे होते हैं तो आपको और भी ज्यादा जो है वो क्या कहते हैं, कनेक्ट करते हैं लोग उससे। महाभारत एक ऐसी चीज है। तो एक और किताब जो है बड़ी अच्छी है, गुरचरण दास जो है उनकी, द डिफिकल्टी ऑफ बीइंग गुड, ठीक है ना, उसको आप पढ़िए। और मुझे ये लगता है कि बीच बीच में, मैं प्रोफेशनल एडवाइस आपको दे रहा हूँ, अगर आप संस्कृत के कुछ चीजें जो है कोट अगर आप करेंगे तो बड़ा अच्छा रहेगा। जैसे मैं एक बात अपनी कह के खत्म करता हूँ। देखिए, जो मोटिवेशन की बात है या इंस्पिरेशन की बात है, जीवन को अच्छे संतुलित ढंग से जीने की बात है, उसके लिए हमारे यहाँ एक सबसे बढ़िया वो है जो धर्म को परिभाषित किया गया है ना, कि जिसको लोग रिलीजन, धर्म का की परिभाषा है कि धर्मो धारणे धारयति, यानी जो आप धारण करते हैं, जो स्वभाव है आपका, जैसे अग्नि का स्वभाव जलाने का है तो अग्नि का धर्म ये है जलाना, ठीक है ना। तो मानव का जो स्वभाव है धर्मो धारणे धारयति, हमारा जो धर्म है, हमारा जो मूल स्वभाव है जो है हम, और हमारा मूल स्वभाव ये है कि पैदा सभी अच्छे होते हैं, पैदा सभी इंस्पायर्ड होते हैं, ठीक है ना। और अल्टीमेटली आप जाना भी उसी स्टेज में चाहते हैं, क्योंकि सबने ये कहा है जब आप स्पिरिचुअली सेल्फ रियलाइज कर लेते हैं तो आप एक बच्चे की तरह हो जाते हैं। तो ये सारी चीजों को आप इस लार्जर जो फिलोसफिकल फ्रेमवर्क है जो हमारे यहाँ पिछले 10,000 15,000 साल से हमने इनहेरिट किया है, उसको आप जरूर देखें, ठीक है ना। हम बाहर के ऑथर्स को मैं ये नहीं कहता कि आप ना पढ़ें, जो है आप जरूर पढ़ें, नॉलेज कहीं से मिले, बट हमारे यहाँ बहुत सी ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज है, उसको आप हार्नेस कीजिए। आप एक मीडियम है, आपके ऊपर एक जिम्मेदारी है। भगवान ने, माँ सरस्वती ने जो है आपके ऊपर कृपा किया कि आप पढ़ने लिखने वाले व्यक्ति हैं, ठीक है ना। आपके ऊपर जो है वो ईश्वरीय कृपा है कि आपके माध्यम से ये ज्ञान दूसरों तक पहुंचेगा। यू आर द मीडियम। तो प्लीज जो है वो अपने जो ऐतिहासिक जो हमारी परंपराएं हैं और सब वो है, उसको जरूर पढ़िए, और जो उसमें से खराब है वो भी बताइए, जो अच्छा है बहुत सारा उसे आप लोग कर सकते हैं। मेरे को पूरा कॉन्फिडेंस है आप लोगों को सुनने के बाद, इसीलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ that you people are fully capable of doing that, and this country, our civilization, this world will be greatly indebted to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anand, for that detailed feedback.
I've just given a demonstration of public speaking also.
The results have come in, and today's winner is Lieutenant Commander Sadhna Giri. Congratulations for that exceptional speech.
Thank you so much. Thank you. But being a winner, I would still like to have personalized, customized inputs about my speaking, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Mahalingam and Mr. Anand, for taking your time out.